There are stories about success, and then there are stories that rewrite what humanity believes is possible. This is the story of how one man, driven by a fire no failure could extinguish, became the world's first trillionaire. A journey carved not by luck, but by sacrifice, devotion, and a stubborn refusal to give up, no matter how many times the world told him to stop. This is the story of Elon Musk. Before the rockets, before the electric cars, before the satellites circling overhead, there was a shy, bullied boy in South Africa. A boy who escaped not into games, but into ideas, into dreams so big even adults couldn't understand them. At 12, he coded his first game. At 17, he left home with almost nothing. At 25, he slept in his office because he couldn't afford rent. But deep inside, he carried a belief that the future is not something you wait for, it's something you build. People often talk about Elon Musk's success, but they rarely talk about the nights he thought everything was over. There was a time he had $100 million and risked it all of it. Not on mansions, not on luxury, but on companies everyone said would fail. Tesla was collapsing. SpaceX had failed 3 rocket launches in a row. Reporters mocked him. Investors abandoned him. Friends begged him to stop. And on Christmas Eve, after nearly losing everything, his 4th rocket finally reached orbit. A spark of hope lit inside a storm of doubt. The years that followed were not easy. Tesla fought production hell. SpaceX battled physics itself. Neuralink and Starlink were dismissed as impossible. But impossible is a word that bends when determination refuses to. He worked 100-hour weeks. He slept on factory floors. He missed birthdays, dinners, memories, because his mission was bigger than himself. And slowly, brick by brick, the world began to change. Electric cars became normal. Reusable rockets became standard. Satellites connected forgotten parts of the globe. And suddenly, humanity stepped into a new era, an era he had been building all along. And then it happened. The moment no one thought possible. Not because he chased money, but because he chased impact. Starship's interplanetary success, Tesla's global dominance, Neuralink's breakthrough, Starlink's expansion across continents. It wasn't one company, it was all of them, weaving together a future that reshaped every industry it touched. And overnight, Elon Musk crossed the unimaginable milestone, becoming Earth's first trillionaire. But when reporters asked him how it felt, he didn't talk about the money. He talked about Mars, about humanity, about the next dream. Because for him, the journey wasn't about becoming rich, it was about making sure humanity didn't stop reaching. So how does a man become a trillionaire? Not by chasing wealth, but by chasing purpose. Not by avoiding failure, but by walking straight into it again and again. And not by being the smartest in the room, but by being the one who refuses to give up when everyone else has already. Elon Musk became a trillionaire because he was willing to sacrifice comfort for meaning, fear for courage, and the ordinary for the extraordinary. And maybe that's the lesson for all of us. Money fades, fame fades, but dreams built with relentless dedication, echo through generations. In the end, a trillionaire isn't someone with $1 trillion. A trillionaire is someone whose impact on humanity is worth more than anything money could ever measure. And you have that power too.